You log into your retirement account. The balance reads $200,000. You stare at it for a second. $200,000. You know it sounds like a lot. You also know somewhere in your stomach that it isn't enough. You're 45, and nobody has ever shown you the actual math of what that number becomes. So let's do it. Right now, you're 45 years old. You have $200,000 in retirement accounts. You want to retire around 65. That's 20 years. 20 years of work, 20 years of contributions, 20 years of the market doing whatever the market does. Here is the part nobody tells you. The median household your age, 45 to 54, has $115,000 saved. That's the actual number from the Federal Reserve's last big survey. So you're already above the middle of the pack. But Fidelity's benchmark says by 45 you should have 4 times your annual income put away. If you earn $175,000, that's $700,000. So you're above the median and below the benchmark. Both feelings are correct, and both feelings are useless until you understand what's actually happening underneath. Here is the mechanic. Money in the market roughly doubles every 10 years at a 7% return. That's the historical average for a diversified stock portfolio. Not guaranteed, just the long-run number. So, what does $200,000 actually become? At 45, you have $200,000. At 55, that becomes about $400,000. At 65, that becomes about $800,000. That's it. 2 doublings. From now until retirement, your existing money gets to double exactly twice. Call it the 2 doublings. That's the window you have left. Now compare that to someone who hit $200,000 at 35. They get 3 doublings. By 65, their starting pile becomes $1.6 million. Someone who hit it at 25 gets 4 doublings. Their pile becomes $3.2 million from the same starting point. Same money, same math, different number of doublings. That's not bad luck. That's the structure of compound interest. The earlier the dollar lands, the more time it has to multiply itself. You didn't fall behind. The window just got smaller. So, at 65, your existing $200,000 is around $800,000. If you draw 4% of that per year, which is the standard safe rate, that's about $32,000 a year in retirement income. Add Social Security at roughly $24,000 a year, and you're looking at about $56,000 total. That's the floor. That's what doing nothing else from this point produces. For someone earning $175,000 today, that's a 70% pay cut at retirement. So the question isn't, do I have enough? The question is, what does the contribution on top of this look like? 3 scenarios. Same starting $200,000. 3 different monthly contributions over 20 years. Same 7% return. Scenario 1. You contribute $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. Maybe just the employer match on a modest 401k. Over 20 years at 7%, that contribution stack alone grows to about $246,000. Plus, the original $200,000 doubled twice. Total at 65, about $1,020,000. Drawn at 4%, that's $41,000 a year. Plus Social Security, about $65,000 in retirement income. Scenario 2. You contribute $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. The contribution stack grows to about $492,000. Add the doubled $200,000. Total, about $1,266,000. Drawn at 4%, $51,000 a year, plus Social Security, $75,000 total. That's around half of pre-retirement income, the standard replacement floor. Scenario 3. You contribute $1,500 a month. That's $18,000 a year, within reach if you're maxing out an IRA and using employer match plus some self-direction. The contribution stack grows to about $738,000. Total at 65, about $1,512,000. Drawn at 4%, $60,000 a year, plus Social Security, $84,000 in retirement income. Look at the gap between scenarios. The difference between $500 and $1,500 a month, $1,000 a month for 20 years is roughly $20,000 a year of retirement income for the rest of your life. That's a doubled grocery budget. That's a paid mortgage. That's the difference between counting and not counting. It's not your effort. It is the structure of the numbers. Small monthly choices, sustained over the doubling window, decide what the rest of your life looks like. Two things changed recently that bend the math slightly in your favor. First, the Secure 2.0 Super Catch-up rule kicked in 2025. Once you hit age 60, you can contribute up to $11,250 extra to your 401k for 4 years, on top of the regular limit. That's roughly $45,000 of extra deferred contributions stacked into your last working years. Most people don't know it exists. It's a quiet door the IRS opened. Second, the original 4% withdrawal rule was raised. Bill Bengen, the financial planner who came up with the rule, updated his number to 4.7% in 2024 based on better data. On a $1.2 million portfolio, that's $8,400 more income per year for the same balance. Same money, new math. You are not behind. The system shifted. The rules updated. The doubling window is shorter than it was at 25, but it is wider than the panic version of this story makes it look. 2 doublings is not 0. The contribution on top is the lever you control. I know people right now staring at a similar balance who feel paralyzed. The number sounds neither big nor small. It just sits there. The way out of paralysis is not motivation. It's math. Once you can see the actual scenarios, the choice gets smaller and easier. 3 takeaways. 1. At 45 with $200,000, you are above the median and below the benchmark. Both are true. Neither is the whole story. The 2 doublings is the story. 2. Your existing pile produces about $800,000 by 65. The monthly contribution on top of it is the actual lever. $500, $1,000, $1,500 a month is the difference between $41,000, $51,000, and $60,000 of retirement income for life. 3. The recent rule changes, the super catch-up after 60 and the higher safe withdrawal rate, are tailwinds you didn't have 10 years ago. Use them. Tonight, before you go to sleep, open your retirement account. Find the contribution percentage. Raise it by 1. 1% of your paycheck automated from your next pay period forward. That's it. One number. Set it tonight. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more simple explanations.